Flosstube. My name is Dawn Marie, and this is my channel, DM's Crafty Vortex. This is my channel all about cross stitch and mostly full coverage cross stitch, although I do a few other things, mostly fancy ladies if I'm not doing full coverage. But sometimes I do try to get a little bit of a variety in there, but it is mostly full coverage. So if you are here for cross stitch, you are in the right place. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're not here for cross stitch, maybe you should stick around and we can get you addicted to a new hobby. I'd like to thank all my subscribers who keep coming back week after week or fortnight after fortnight, because I record every other week. And if you are new, again, maybe you might want to hit the subscribe button, hit the likes, ring the bell, all the things. We're going to get right into the cross stitch, so there's really no life updates today. We're just going to do cross stitch. I've been watching a lot of plans videos, which has really gotten me excited about the new coming year. If you watch me, you know I'm really bad at plans, but I think after watching Leanne at Small Town Stitches plan video that I'm going to actually try and do some plans for next year, and I'm going to try to stick with it. So getting excited, thinking about that. Not sure if I'll talk about my plans, if maybe I'll put them at the end of my next video, or if I should just do a separate plans video. I know we all made Leanne do a separate plans video, but tell me what you think. For me, would you like me to attempt a plans video, or would you like it just kind of tagged on at the end of a different video? Let me know in the comments below what you want me to do, and I'll either release a plans video soon, or you'll see it in the next one and you'll know that's what everybody picked. So that was a long, rambly introduction, but I really don't want to do any editing and I don't want to do any retakes. So I am sorry about how this video is going to go. It's late at night. It's 7 o'clock, so I guess it's not that late, but with the time change, it's pitch black out, so it looks really late, and I just got in from work and just had dinner, so it feels so much later than it is. I missed the sun already, but luckily I'm in Maine. We haven't had many cold days yet, which is unusual considering we're in November. But as much as I like the warmth, I work for an oil company, so I guess I should hope for some of the cold. So, you know, I like that paycheck as well. All right, we're gonna do cross stitch. Then I am going to show some things I made. And then I have the smallest of haul. I just have my Be Stitch Me Club of the Month that I'll show. So first up, I worked on an Enchanted Place by Etta Jose Rosa, and this is from Stitches So Beautiful. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm stitching this with In Stitches with Ebony, who just released a video. So if you haven't watched that, go watch Ebony's video. Chris Sharon from Instagram. Lindsay from Blush and Pink Stitches has joined us, and so hasn't Hannah Dowling. And we convinced Leanne from Small Town Stitches to join us as well, but she is doing a cropped version. You need to go check it out. She's cutting off about half of it to get rid of the swan. But I am doing the whole thing. And I've just been putting a few stitches every week into this, because if you go to the Stitches So Beautiful Facebook group, they do monthly where you show your progress once a week, and at the end of the month you get a free chat. And I really like the free chat that's going to be coming up this month. I think it's Dragonfly, so it's really beautiful. So I'm going to make sure I work on this every week. Not many stitches, but just enough to get it posted. And I did 424 stitches since the last time you saw it. I'm at a total of 3,001 stitches done out of 92,000 stitches, so it's really not that big of a chart. And I'm at 3.26% complete. It is tagged as an Enchanted Place Sal, so if you're on Instagram and you're working on this, please go on and hashtag it. And you are going to see what it looked like the last time you saw it, and I am sorry, it's a really bad picture. I forgot to snap a picture before I started stitching, so I had to go to my old video and get a picture out of that. And apparently I don't hold my projects too steady, so it was hard to snap from my last video. But this is where we are at now. I am still just plugging away on this tree. This is 28 count easy grid and it's being stitched with CXC. Now I did say that I tried to do 10 stitch, so this is full cross, and I did try to convert it over to 10 stitch to see if I could get it to go a little bit faster, and I hated it. I hated it. I love watching all of you out there who stitch 10 stitch. It looks gorgeous, so which is why I wanted to give it a try, but it just wasn't for me. I was getting lost on where to end my threads, using 2 strands instead of 1. I couldn't end because a lot of the times I do a pin stitch to end a thread, and you just can't do that with 2 stitches. But here is where it's at. I may try 10th stitch again in the future, but I think it would have to be on 25 count instead of 28 count, and it would have to be from the very beginning, not mixed in with the full crosses. So there's that. And it's just in a bag that I made. Next up, I got some stitches into Cute Halloween Witch, which is from Charlie's Official Store. The thing I like about Charlie's Official Store too is there's 3 different size options, and she just puts them out there. You don't have to pay extra and ask her to do a bigger size. She just does it. Artwork is by Fantasy Digitals, and this is Cute Halloween Witch. And I'm working up in the corner. So I am stitching this with Hannah Darling, and Catherine Stitches has joined on as well, although Catherine cheated and she started early, so she's got a bigger jump start. But you should go also to Hannah Darling's Flosstube because she has so much more done than me. I am so jealous with how much she has done. It's looking spectacular. And we've got this as Cute Halloween Witch Sal on Instagram. So here it is again. I have 1,507 stitches is what I've done since the last time you saw it, which you'll see that, out of 1,710 stitches. So I didn't really get many stitches done when I started, but I'm up there now. Out of the total will be 112,896 stitches, and I'm at 1.51% complete. And it's just in this bag that I made. It's stitched on 25 count easy grid, and it is 1/1 full cross on CXC. If I can get it out of the bag, because I put it on a pretty big Q-snap. So you saw what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. So you can see the bat starting to form. I'm really loving how this is coming out. It's been so much fun to work on. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer. And my light's flickering. Not quite sure why, but. So Cute Halloween Witch by Charlie's Official Store. And again, if you're working on this, hashtag us, but also tag me on anything you're working on too, because I guess hashtags really aren't working that good on Instagram anymore. And a lot of the stuff just isn't popping up. All right. Then Catherine Stitches started Witchwood Express from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Lisa Parker. So she just started it. She'd been waiting for her floss to come in and then changed her mind and started to just do it with the floss that she had. So I pulled mine out and worked on it the same day she was working on hers. Now, I had had a horrible start on this as well. So I put in 407 stitches, which only brought me up to 1,958 stitches out of 484,375 stitches. So I'm still only at 0.40% complete. If you've been watching me for a while, you know this is the chart that Anna picked out for me. I picked out a chart for her that she had to work on. She picked out a chart for me that I had to work on. And this is the chart she had picked out for me. Now, she picked it out of a wish list that I had, so she didn't just randomly pick out a chart, but she picked it out of the wish list, and then I had to go ahead and stop that. And this is what it looked like last time you saw it. This is being stitched on believe this, I'm not sure if this is 25 or 28 count. I think it might be 28 count. Easy grid. It is with DMC though. And this is where it is at now. So still working in the upper corner on this one as well. I'll be in background for a little bit because I'm in that column right there. So sorry for the glare. But you can kind of see that column already working its way in. And this was in this bag that I made. Is this fabric not perfect for this pattern? I think I bought this fabric a long time ago to make my son a quilt because he was into trains when he was little and the quilt never happened, so. Then I put some more stitches into Sunset at Hogsmeade, and Leanne at Small Town Stitches and in Stitches with Ebony are also working on this. I think they are working on this as part of a sale with a group of people. I just kind of tagged along, not really in the group, not sure who else is working on it, but Sunset at Hogsmeade. I'm just going to show you this information because I cannot pronounce it. And I am doing the max size, max color version, so mine's a little bit bigger. And again, get that little teeny spot in the upper left-hand corner. And I put in 763 stitches for a total of 2,866 stitches of 375,000 stitches, and I'm at 0.76% complete, and I'm not sure what my cat is yelling at, if you guys can hear that in the background. And it is in a huge bobbin thing because, again, I'm doing the max color, so I've got a double-sided container going on right here. I am using the, I had mentioned that she charted it with some expired colors, but she has now recharted it. So she took out the expired colors or limited edition colors. She's recharted it. I just kept the limited edition colors because Hannah Darling sent me the limited edition colors, so I'm really excited that I have those. And this is what it looked like last time you saw it. And this is where it is now. This is 25 count, easy grid, and this is with DMC, not CXC. So here I am. I went back and forth. So I would work on this strip right here, and then I would get some confetti in, and then I'd go back just so I could get some stitches in and feel like I was accomplishing something. So starting in on the roof line right there. Don't mind my string. I'm not done with it yet, so I still can get a few more stitches out of that string. But here is where I am at. I'm loving just the little sparkle that they've got going on in the sky. So I was happy to get some progress in on that. And then the last project I worked on was Bellatrix from Bella Filipina Designs. As I said, I really want to get this one done by the end of the year so that I can start on the bride for my daughter in January. So this is Bellatrix from Bella Filipina. I don't have any statistics on this one because it is a paper chart. I don't have it in any programs. I don't have it in mock-up or tried to get it into Pattern Keeper. I don't mind photocopying and working off a paper chart for a fancy lady. And this is being done on 24 count fabric by Grace Notes Fabric. And so it's 2/2. And it's being stitched on Mystique. It's a Lugana. And I'll be showing you what it looked like last time you saw it. And I'm sorry, I have to get it off the frame for you. This will just take a second. I also have kids playing video games in the house, so I do apologize if you can hear the screaming as well. All right, this is where it's at now. Let me see if I can get it into the screen. So I got the border up and around the top because I just wanted to make sure everything was situated correctly. Then I worked on, I think since the last time you saw it, I had one candle done. So I worked more, I got the second candle in, did a little bit more of her shawl. And then I bumped over to the other side and I've been working on getting some of that window in. So I've just been plugging away at the window. I changed the colors on the window. So I went to stitch the window and you couldn't see it at all. It just completely blended in with my fabric. So I added a color and then the next two colors I used, but I used them in the wrong order. And I did, let's see, 422, 642, and I'm not sure what that other color is because I just dropped it. But here is where we are at for that. So it feels like I've gotten so much done, and then I look at the pattern and I just have so much more still to do. Again, I'll show you one last time where I'm at. And I think I said in my last video, for the Krynic, it calls for one strand, but I did it in 2 strands. I didn't like how sparse it was looking, so I don't know if it's showing up, but. So all the black Krynic right here, I'm doing in 2 strands. And I will be working on this tonight. So what I've been doing for a mini rotation, as you probably noticed, I don't have Saki Dragon or Dragon Artist in right now. This has been my Friday, Saturday, Sunday stitch. And then in the morning, I was doing Enchanted Place on Sunday. And then Monday through Thursday, I was working on my alternate project. So I'll do that again this fortnight. So I will work on Bellatrix Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I'll get a few stitches on an Enchanted Place on Sunday mornings, and then I'm going to rotate through Cute Halloween Witch and Sunset at Hogsmeade again. I'm sorry if you guys are getting bored of seeing them, but I do want to get at least a little bit more. I don't like to always pull out a project and always say, here's the top left-hand corner. So I do want to get some love into those, see how much I can get done by the end of the year before I start my new rotation. So that is that. And then next I wanted to show you, I showed last video, Lacey from the Sleepy Stitcher. I asked her to send me an inspiration piece to try and dye some fabric. So I'm going to show you the picture that she sent me. Now I used that inspiration piece and I took it and then I tried to dye some fabric with it. I'm going to tell you right now, it was a total disaster. I failed miserably, but I tried. I got the Ritz dye. I went on their site. I looked at their color formulas. It didn't work, but I'm still going to show you, because I said last time that I did it, what the fabrics turned out like. So I did 2 fabrics. And I was a little frustrated, so I went to Joann Fabrics to buy the Ritz dye. And I didn't realize that they had their cotton Ritz and the synthetic Ritz all mixed together. So I found the cottons and I started pulling colors and didn't realize I was also pulling synthetic colors as well. And this is cotton fabric. So it did dye up, but I was a little frustrated that they mixed them together, and I probably should have looked at the bottles a little bit better. So the first couple were mixed with synthetic Ritz dye on cotton fabric. So here is the first one that I did. So this is definitely reds and I don't know what you would call it. So this color was supposed to be that light yellowish cream color, and I followed the directions, and I knew looking at the directions that there was no way this was going to be the color I wanted, but I trusted the process, and it's still, I think, a pretty unusual piece of fabric, but not what I was going for. So this is 16 count, and it's just the 8er that I got from Joann Fabrics. Then there's a darker color. Because it was overlaying other colors, it's different than what the mixture actually was. So while this was dyeing up, I actually just threw another piece of fabric in with it. And this is 24 count Lugana that I just got off AliExpress. And this is how this came out. So this was dyed in the same exact batch of color as the last dip on this. So I put it in a little bit different so that it got a different type of modeling to it. So this is what this came out like. Then after I sulked and I was frustrated that these colors didn't look anything like the picture, I decided to pull out one of the Ritz dyes that I bought that was actually for cotton fabric and just dyed a couple of pieces with that. So this, I use Ritz Dye Sage on this. And this is another thing of 16 count Ada that I just got at Joann's. And I'd have to say, as crappy and dark as it is in here, the fabric's actually showing up pretty good. And then I threw the Lugana in at the same time, the 24 count. So these were dyed at the same exact time, but they're definitely different colors, even though they were in the same thing. They're both cotton, but they dyed up completely differently. So, and then this is how this one came. And I am definitely not a professional, as you can tell. So that was my fabric dyeing experience. I think I'd rather spend my time stitching and let Bee Stitch Me dye my fabric for me. But there was that. And then the last thing I need to show you is my haul, which is just my Bee Stitch Me fabric of the month. It literally showed up the day I filmed last time. I finished filming, I started editing, and the mailman showed up with my Bee Stitch Me, and I forgot to take it out of the bag, so I apologize. You are going to hear some crinkling. But I have, I get two fabrics. I get the color of the month and I get the neutral of the month. I get the color of the month on 28 count Lugana and I get the neutral on 28 count linen. And I do that because Hannah does that. And she said that she gets the linen on the neutral because linen dyes up better, and then she gets the color on the Lugana. So I had to be a copycat with Hannah, and that is what I do. So the first one I got is called Cold Foam. And again, this is 28 count linen by Bee Stitch Me. And let me see. Yeah, that's pretty close to what it looks like. So here it is. So it's a really pretty neutral. And then the color is super pretty too, and it already has a home after this. I know exactly what I'm doing with it. So this is called Through the Stones 28 Count Lugana. Nope. I'd say that's kind of close. Pretty close to what it looks like. So there's that. So that's, as you can tell, much better quality than fabrics that I dyed up myself with the help of Lacey from The Sleepy Stitcher. And if you haven't checked out Lacey's videos, go check them out now. She's doing a great job. I think she is up to Flosstube number 6. Even though she'll say it's number 4, it's really number 6. I'm enjoying watching her whip list grow. It's the best part about seeing a new Flosstuber is they show their 2 or 3 projects and say that they're going to stick to that, and then they just keep adding. And I have definitely been poking her and getting her to start new things. So, because you know what a friend's for. So as you can tell, Be Stitch Me does a way better job at dyeing fabrics than I do. I think I'll leave the dyeing to them. I've also done a little bit of sewing as well, and I made a project bag, super fun project bag. So, isn't this so cute? I saw this fabric, I couldn't resist. I did make my little notions pouch, like I do. The inside is just this pink as well. And I had fun making this. This is going to head to its new home though. I am not going to keep this bag. I've made it for a friend. So super excited about this. Also, I placed a quick order to the factory store and I kitted up a few projects. I'm really excited. I've got floss heading my way for that. And just really quickly, I kitted up from Heaven and Earth Designs, Till Death Do Us Part by Chris Ortega. I've had this for, I think, a couple of years now. So excited to get that kitted up. From the Cross Stitch Studio, I kitted up Dumbledore's Library. I believe we are starting this on January 9th. Leanne's starting Snape's library, and I think a couple other people are doing libraries as well. Really excited about this. I kitted up Shimmering Witch by Arcane Splendor at Stitches So Beautiful. I say I'm excited, but that's an awful lot of white and cream stitching. We'll see how much I enjoy stitching that when I get into it, but I'm really excited to get that started. From Pink Lily's Patterns on Etsy, I kitted up Creepy Autumn House. And then on Pink Lily Patterns Facebook group, they had a freebie design that I couldn't resist and had to kit that up right away. A little nervous about this because it's technically not full coverage. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it full coverage and stitch in this area. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to stitch it on a non-gridded fabric, and I've never actually done a full coverage on non-gridded fabric before. Not sure what I should do, and I don't like friction pens and stuff. I don't like gridding regular fabric because when you iron it off, you can see the lines sometimes, or the lines can come back. And I don't think I would be the type to actually stitch in the metallic floss for gridding. I don't know what I should do. Recommendations down below would be appreciated. Okay, so I am cutting this in because it's a segment I forgot to film. So there might be an awkward switch from this to wherever it is I squeeze this in. But I think that is everything. So I will see you in a couple of weeks. Let me know below if you want me to do a plans video, if you would just rather I tack it on to my next video. And then until then, happy crafting.